Well, hello again, and welcome to the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. Glad that you're here. Please do me one small favor and hit that little thumb. That is the like button. Also, if you enjoy this content, please feel free to leave a comment, share this content out, and please subscribe to the channel. Folks, I've done a video previously. We know that Kamala Harris, VP, she squandered $1 billion, and now the Democrats are broke and $20 million in debt. And well, they're not paying their staffers and vendors. And folks, we're talking about everyday people who really need this money to survive. So the entertainers like Oprah and Al Sharpton and all of these other people, Meg Thee Stallion, they were paid. What about everyday working Americans? So let's watch this video from Pink Book Lesson. She breaks it all down, and she has excellent content. So if you're not subscribed to her, you're definitely missing out, because she does an excellent job. Okay, here we go.
So earlier I spoke with Lindy Lee. She's on the DNC Finance Committee. She's based here in Philadelphia. She's raised millions for Biden and for Harris. She says, look, this wasn't just a loss. This was a shellacking. The DNC is in serious chaos right now. Expect some departures. She said some staffers on the Harris campaign that she's spoken to haven't been paid. She called this whole thing a $1 billion boondoggle.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
No way these people raised over $1 billion and you have some staffers who didn't get their last paycheck.
And Lindy, I know that you're worried about staffers and people who need the money, unlike the celebrities who haven't been paid yet. So
we're talking about regular everyday people with bills to pay. They didn't get their checks, but Al Sharpton got his. Oprah got hers. Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Lizzo, Eminem, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, they got theirs. This is crazy. You have a DNC Finance Committee member who went out and gathered millions and millions from her donors. They're now upset and said they were bamboozled. They were lied to about the real numbers. You have a lot of donors hiding behind Lindy Lee right now, and they're blaming upper-level DNC management for telling them they will win the swing states in states like Iowa based on their polling, only to find out those polls were all lying. These big-time staffers knew it, and the donors are now blaming management, accusing them of knowing the information they gave them to continue squeezing money out of them was false and nowhere near the truth. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
And some people are just saying, oh, America's misogynistic and sexist. You know, obviously there's some of that, but we can't just blame the entire country.
The best. Right. Let's get rid of this commercial. And again, the Democrats have been lying all along. Go back and look at some of my videos on the channel. We've been saying for over a year that they were not being honest with themselves. They were lying the entire time. And so this shellacking was not surprising for us. We knew it was coming. If you go back and look, I actually did a short video and I said that Trump would win in a landslide. I did that a few weeks before the election. Go back and check it out.
As, you know, racist, that's not going to get us anywhere. But the way that the campaign was run and the way that the finances were handled were just, it left much to be desired. And still, we're 1 week from the election. No, our top donors have not gotten any sort of briefing or an apology or any sort of explanation as to where our money went.
No apology?
I mean, no one has gotten anything. We haven't gotten any sort of follow-up other than her concession speech.
Have you heard of issues, vendors being paid, not paid, anything like that?
Yeah, I've gotten calls from former staffers who have not gotten paid, and they asked me for help. including people here in Pennsylvania. And this is for work done in August. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah,
So we're $20 million in debt. Someone has to pay that off.
As Republicans lay out their agenda for a second Trump term, Democrats are still scratching their heads over the loss. And now this, the Harris campaign is $20 million in debt, having spent about $1 billion during the 90-day campaign. DNC Finance Committee member Lindy Lee calling the campaign a $1 billion disaster. And I asked her about the reckoning going on now within the party and why she's deciding to speak out.
I feel as though I'm one of the only voices speaking out. And if we do not confront the lessons of election night, it's going to happen over and over again. We're going to keep losing. If we don't recognize a rightward shift of America, we are also going to lose. We have to have a careful financial accounting of what exactly happened. How did we possibly blow through $1 billion in just 3 months? It's just astounding, not just to me, but to many of my fellow donors. I've been speaking with them on an hourly basis. People are just completely shocked and just craving answers. A lot of them are sending me messages of support, asking me to stay the course and to keep asking. And we just haven't really gotten any explanation from the campaign as to what happened. And I say this, it pains me to say this. This is very hard for me to say because these are my friends. These are these are people that I've worked with for a long time. But if we don't have any accountability, how could we possibly move forward in an effective way, not only to serve this party, but serve our country?
I feel your emotion, and I think it represents a lot of people in the country who woke up on Wednesday morning and who were shocked by the results, certainly given how close it seemed in the polls, Lindy. You say you were promised Harris would win and that you believed it. Now you say you think you were misled. How so?
I think I was trying to say the same thing. We were just misled. We were told decisively. And again, contributing to a campaign does not guarantee an outcome. That was not our assumption at all. But they told us 100% that we were going to win. We didn't demand this process. There was no demand of that process. They willingly gave that reassurance. And even on election night, I had someone high up whom I just found out yesterday is leaving. He told me that we were going to win Iowa. This is ruby red Iowa. And I looked at him very quizzically and I said, "Are you sure?" And he just smirked.
Sounds like she's talking about Jamie Harrison. He knew that lady wasn't going to win Iowa, but they ran with the fake information from the compromise poster in order to get headlines and make people believe that she really had a chance. Not only did they lie to their donors and staff, but they lied to the American people. Something they did over the whole 100 days, by the way.
And so, this is just an example of the hubris in the final days of the campaign. And it's just, I wonder what happened to all that money. I'm looking through the financial reports. $1 million went to Harper Productions. That's Oprah. She's saying that she didn't personally benefit, but her company did. And then millions went to various celebrity concerts. $100,000 apparently went to build the set of Call Her Daddy. I contributed and I fundraised for this campaign because I believed in Vice President Harris's vision of America. And by the way, I just want to say that I'm not blaming her at all. I think she's phenomenal. I truly do. And she's worked tirelessly. I'm talking about the way that her campaign was handled.
And although Oprah says she wasn't paid a cent by Harris, the campaign did pay her company $1 million to produce Oprah's star-studded town hall. Well, isn't that paying? And the Harris team reportedly spent 6 figures to build that set I told you about on that Call Her Daddy podcast, which I got her hundreds of thousands of views, but I don't know that it was cost effective. And then you got Eminem, then you got Beyonce. So let's talk to somebody who lived it, okay? And is speaking out now with her own concerns. Lindy Lee, what are you doing talking about what happened in the campaign and absolutely putting a target on your head, let alone your back? Why would you do this?
If we don't confront reality, if we don't address these very serious issues, we're going to keep losing. And I really like what you've said, earlier in the segment. If we don't recognize that America is shifting rightward, we are going to keep losing. If we don't have a financial accountability and some sort of very serious accounting of how exactly we spent $1 billion in 2 to 3 months. How are donors and even everyday Americans who gave their $10 and $25 ever going to trust the Democratic Party again? We need a serious postmortem to show that we're learning the lessons, that we are exposing everything that went wrong, and that we are going to do better in the future. We can't just throw everything under the rug and assume that daddy's going to fill the piggy bank again.
Wouldn't it? So again, folks, they've been lying the entire time, and it caught up with them, just like they lied the entire time. They knew about President Biden's serious cognitive decline. They've always known. The Democrats, including Kamala, they continue to run that charade until the first debate, when all of America found out, wait a minute. Okay, so that's what they do. They lie. They do not want to relinquish power, so they just continue lying. And they lie to all of these people to continue receiving that money. And again, go back and look at my videos from over a year ago. We've said she was not going to win this. The economy is too bad, and the illegal migrant crisis, it's just too much for Americans to bear.
What do you think of these allegations of what Oprah? I mean, either they paid the production company or they didn't. I've never heard of people getting paid for endorsements. Paid to perform, maybe, but usually they give it. But do you believe it?
It's not a matter of believing. It's literally in the report. And she can deny it however much she wants to, but it says Harper Productions on the FEC report. I really don't know how you get around that. It's her company, and she may not have gotten paid personally as a person, but it paid her company. So I think this is a matter of semantics. She got paid. And it's just, if my donors had known beforehand that the money would be dispersed this way, I do not think they would have given. You know, it's a sacred trust. These people, a lot of my donors have worked hard all their lives. And again, these are everyday Americans around the country. I didn't just deal with big donors. I also fundraised from grassroots donors who gave $25, as I mentioned. I did something called Geeks and Nerds for Harris. People are giving like $10 to $15. These are people, you know, some people are living paycheck to paycheck. So it's a sacred trust for them to give money to a campaign. It is our utmost responsibility to use that money in a responsible manner and to not treat it as OPM, which is other people's money. If we can't handle campaign money the right way, how can taxpayers, how can Americans possibly trust us that we would handle taxpayer money the right way?
Did you think you were going to lose?
This is a very hard question. Very hard. So we were told 100% that we were going to win up until I think 9 to 10 p.m. on election night, which is stunning. I had a DNC official telling me on the night of that we were going to win ruby red Iowa. And I was just looking, I just was wondering if he thought I was stupid. He said it in earnest. I also found out the guy's being pushed out, the same guy who said that to me. Actually, I think the entire DNC leadership is going to change in the next couple of months. There's going to be hell to pay. This is not a 2016 loss. This is a shellacking. This is not a squeaker race. This is a resounding defeat. It pains me to say that. As you said, I put a target on my back. Actually, you'd be surprised that I have dozens of donors blowing up my phone telling me to stay the course. They may not have the guts to say it or the platform, but they want me to keep going because it's their money too.
All right, so Lindsay Lee, she spilled a lot. That's a DNC Finance Committee member. She said some people who worked on the campaign didn't get their last check. Lee also said vendors are contacting her about payments they haven't received dating back as far as August. But don't worry, they paid all the rich celebrities, but they still have some staffers and vendors waiting on their money. Lindsay Lee said Oprah is telling a lie about not getting any money. She's playing word games. The check was addressed to Oprah's company. So Oprah running the TMZ and the Shade Room to have a bunch of baby bot bimbo babblers defending her, saying their auntie Oprah is so rich, she didn't need $1 million. She wouldn't take $1 million. Well, she took the $1 million. For all those people defending this billionaire, go ask her why her company needed $1 million to put together a live stream. Listen, Oprah is a big liar, and none of these fake, phony celebrities can be trusted, obviously. Yeah, you still have a lot of people under their spell. They're being given a bottle and rocked to sleep every day by the old dead media and even the bought and paid for sources like TMZ and the Shade Room. But as a whole, you have a lot of people waking up. This is why a platform like the Shade Room with 30 million people following it still couldn't influence an election. But yeah, these folks are in serious debt now after spending millions and millions on these pep rallies with these useless celebrities. Let me ask you, should these celebrities give back some of their money to help cover the debt? Go ahead and check out my next video on the screen about how folks like Meg the Stallion got $5 million to pop her thought pocket on stage at a campaign rally. Yeah, $5 million. Go ahead and click the.
So anyway, folks, tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section. I will definitely try to respond to that. But this is what's going on. So the old people used to tell me, be sure your sins will find you out. And that's exactly what happened to the Democrats. And they will, again, they will never win another election if they continue this, which is good for America. So I love the results, and I hope that you do as well. And please continue to support the channel with your like button. Just hit the like button, hit the share button, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. We're glad to have you here. Thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. See you soon.